So, never mind how messy it is in here, because, harvest is messy. I've been pulling in lots of tomatoes because it's been raining out, so I've been getting a bunch of nice splitting. This is from this morning, those tomatoes, these ground cherries. Yesterday I went through and just picked a bunch of lemon balm. This is maybe like, I don't know, a quarter or a third of the really good ones. These are the tomatoes that I picked last week that have been just working on ripening up in here. You can tell that some of them definitely split. I'm not showing you how messy my kitchen is. I got a pumpkin this morning, which is exciting. This is one of those, what is it, like winter goodness, oh, it's still got bugs, or winter delight or something like that. It's specifically for eating. You can tell it's a little small, but for my first pumpkin of the year, it's fine. Georgie, why are you eating my coat? There's always that chair that has all the coats, right? And I went through and picked what I wanted of sunflower heads. So this is for planting next year. Maybe I'll do the whole backyard as sunflowers so I don't have to deal with the grass. And I decided this is for eating. It's raining outside, so I don't know if I want to bring you outside. I guess I will. It's not raining too badly. Where'd I put that towel? I think it's in here. Oh, and new developments. So when we had that flash flood warning inducing rainstorm, I want to see 3 days ago, that light up there was dripping. I was like, uh-oh, if I see it dripping inside, I don't know what it's doing outside. So my first house insurance claim, fun times. Let me turn off the light in here. So I didn't realize you could put it on insurance until I was going through trying to find a roofer online, and it said, hey, is this part of an insurance claim? Indeed, now it is. So I had some folks come through, so I got a tarp up there, and because I guess that's what you're supposed to do, get a tarp up until you can actually do the thing. Oh, it stopped raining for a hot minute. I had one company come through on Friday, but they're total charlatans. It's hilarious. They're like insurance fraudsters. I mean, fine, but I'm not hiring them because they have a reputation for doing a bad job. But, I'm definitely going to have to paint the house very soon. It's on the list of things to do. If I were a millionaire, I'd do it all now, but I'm not. So the sunflowers, still looks like there's a lot of them, because those sunflower heads weren't even they were a small fraction of what I've got growing in the yard, because somebody was ambitious and decided they wanted 100. What else this morning that's disappointing? A cassava melon had been kind of soft yesterday, and I was like, oh, it'll fall off the vine when it's ready. Nope. So this morning I had a nice rotten cassava melon that I threw over the yard for the bunnies and stuff, and I guess I'll know next time. So my first melon of the year is not for me, which, fine. This is one of my flower patches. It has some stuff blooming in it, so that's good. This is where I planted some of those interesting kinds of clovers, like the red and the crimson and the alfalfa. So I think this one's alfalfa. This one might be red clover. This one might be that yellow one because it looks a little different. This one might also be the yellow one here. I've gone through and sprayed for poison ivy around here, so I'm pretty sure I'm not poisoning myself by touching it here. But you never know. That's cute. Maybe it's that poison thing that grows around. You can tell from my fingers that I was getting the sunflower seeds off those sunflower heads yesterday. I guess they're sharper than I assumed. Oops. I haven't been able to mow the grass in, hasn't been mown in 2 weeks now because my back's been out really hard. I'm also kind of blacking out when I stand up for the past couple of days, so, you know, it's a bad idea. I told the physical therapist that I was going to get a scythe, and she was like, no, I do not recommend that, while looking at me over the top of her eyes and shaking her head and giving me that disappointed look that only physical therapists know how to do. So, this is where I just put the sunflower heads for lack of anywhere else. You know, you do what you can. This lovely little monster looks like poison ivy, so I went through and sprayed that herbicide. So this is a seedling rhubarb. This is what looks like a seedling rhubarb, but I actually planted it back in March. There's another one in with those bricks that looks like it's completely died back. That was just a seedling. And then I've got 4 other plants here. So I might have 6 plants surviving until next year. Definitely a decent amount for rhubarb pie. And I'm going to cut, before it freezes, I'm going to cut back all these stalks and eat them. I'm excited how big they've gotten. I guess they are harvestable the second year. Hopefully we don't have moles come through and eat their roots or anything. So I put that slimy thing, piece of the melon, I put the rest of it over there by where the sunflowers are, where like the most of the sunflowers are, where I planted a bunch of wildflowers too. So the seeds are totally sliding out of it, and it smells nice and sweet, and I've seen the little bunnies over there before, so hopefully they enjoy that, and maybe there'll be casabas sprouting out of there next year, or maybe it'll be like a casaba hammy mix. So the septic people, the inspection was supposed to be last Thursday. They moved it to this upcoming Thursday, which is kind of good because this past Thursday is when we had that torrential waterfall. The ground is still kind of squishy. I guess I'm not expecting to pass. Even though it's not really how squishy the ground is, it's if they, like, I think it should be, according to my opinion, should be if they, like, detect, like, septic byproducts in the ground. You can tell how long the grass is. Man, I don't know how else I'm going to get through it if I don't get a scythe. Maybe it's just going to be a wild meadow for the rest of the year. So there's my tarp. It's just taped up. Hopefully it holds for the next week, because I think it's only supposed to rain for the next week. You can see Georgie in the window there. He pretends like he wants to come out here with me, but I think he would just be completely terrified. What else? I keep finding random poison ivy here and there. I don't have a birdie in here, do I? It's just on the fence on the other side, right? Oh man, I've got a little sparrow in there. I guess I've got to chase him out. That's what I get for leaving the door open, I guess. I hope you're not eating those sunflower seeds, buddy. You can pick through the bugs, but don't eat anything else. This net gets heavy and weighs down when it rains. Okay, buddy. I guess I'm going to be chasing a sparrow after I get through this. What else is happening in the garden? So I'm letting these hammy melons just kind of run whenever they feel like it. This patty pan squash is also doing the same. This tomato is beastly. My plants are too big. It's a good problem to have, right? I hope the dill seeds everywhere. The ground cherries are kind of slowing down a little bit. These little orange melons are plumping up, but they're not ripening yet. I go through and pick the cucumbers every morning. There's always one that gets away from you, right? I think I see one in there. You see that? I'll let him go another day. This thing is starting to ripen. I don't know if it's supposed to be yellow or orange or what, but I'm excited after waiting since March. I've been Picking a couple butternut squash and pumpkins here or there. You can tell that there's another pumpkin here, but I don't think it's quite ripe yet because there's still some dark green on him. What is this? Male bloom, I think. Yes. I go through and, ooh, this one's female, so I should definitely pull that out. Oh, and it's butternut. Oh, I've let that go too far. It's a butternut squash, so I'm going to go through and pull that out and pollinate it by myself. I saw a little snake one day slithering around here like a little baby one, so it's good that I have somebody protecting the garden. I had to re-trellis this tomato over here instead of being 3 stakes and kind of a column like the rest of these. I had to pull it apart. The plant was so big it was just like, it was falling all over the place. The cassava was from here. I'm sad. Here's another one, so I guess when it turns yellow, immediately pick it is my lesson. This hammy melon is still going. I guess when it starts getting soft, I'm gonna pick it. I'm kind of worried though. Maybe I'll pick it now. What else is going on? Oh, maybe I should pick those split tomatoes. What else is in here? I think it's just a big, no. There's a red one. Oh, that one was green. Little red tomato. Bigger red tomatoes. Luckily the bigger ones aren't juicy because they're one of those drier tomatoes. And I've been hand pollinating these Moon and Stars melons. You can tell there's a little baby melon. Oops, keep dropping this towel. Right in there. Can you see him? I'm so excited. I've been hand pollinating this stuff just to make sure that it actually gets pollinated. So some of these female blooms are just opening up today, so I'm gonna go through and hand pollinate them just to make sure I have a good set, because I'm greedy. Oh, so I thought to myself, what grass is this coming up in my potato pot? It's asparagus. So I had, catching mosquitoes, so I emptied the pots of asparagus that didn't sprout up into this pot of potatoes. And I guess it slipped my mind that it had been from asparagus. So I guess the seed didn't sprout until I put it in its pot. So maybe I'll transplant it, maybe I won't. But it's pretty exciting because I have a bunch of asparagus in there. And then I have a couple of them in there. So I guess I'm going to have asparagus everywhere. Okay, I got work to do. I guess I'm going to think about harvesting that hammy. I don't know, it's not soft yet. Tell me if hammy melons are supposed to get soft or not, because I don't want it rotting on me. I want these delicious melons in me. But I'm gonna pollinate that melon and figure out if there's still a sparrow in here somewhere and chase him out. What else did I come out here to do? Oh, and get some good sitting in. I haven't been sitting and staring off into oblivion enough, so I'm getting a little bit too stressed out, so I definitely have to take some more time out. Like yesterday I was going to sit around, but then I ended up doing all of that sunflower seed harvesting. Oh, and I've got to pollinate that butternut squash too. Okay, till next time, bye. Oh, future Susanna. Picked 2 more pumpkins, some butternut squash. Got those tomatoes. I'll have to bring them in, but I need to go sit in the garden for a while and stare off into oblivion. Accidentally broke off that butternut squash bloom because it was just embedded too far into that mesh. Oh well, it'll bloom again. And my horseradish has finally come up. I think I bought that root for like $1 at some international food store in, I want to say May, so it's taken until now, so it'll fight it out in that pot with the mint. Okay, I gotta go sit down. My back's killing me.